Ah, the Atari 7800. A console that's near and dear to my heart and didn't do commercially well when it was released in the mid-80s. It had approximately 59 games commercially released for it, but the aftermarket scene is thriving and growing. And I know there's a lot of people that watch my channel that want to know, what are the best aftermarket games for a specific console? And in today's video, I'm going to share with you my personal picks for my favorite top 10 aftermarket games for the Atari 7800. There are so many releases that come out. Many of these offer a public version where you can check out in an emulator or multi-cart, but you also can pick many of these up in the Atari Age store, and I'm going to talk about that more later. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the 7800 and its amazing aftermarket library. There's so many great releases, and I call them aftermarket because many of these are, ports of arcade games or maybe brand new games, but many of them come with a professional box, manual, and these games could match or even be better than a lot of the commercially released games back in the day. I am excited about sharing these, so sit back, relax, here we go. First up is Elite Xeno Operations, and I'm playing the public demo on my Dragonfly cart. This uses the Pokey sound option and sounds great. And this is taking some homage from Cybernoid and other exploratory games. It's kind of exploratory adventure shooter. Fantastic graphics and great gameplay. I can't wait to pick this up on cart. It's not available yet, but it is done, and you can check out the demo. There will be a link in this description of this video where you can check this out. And wow, this is just great. I'm really excited and looking forward to playing more of this, as this is a newer aftermarket game and really nice to see. This next one is done by my favorite programmer, Robert De Crescenzo. He has several games on my list, and this is an arcade port, Astro Blaster, an oldie and a goodie, and this is a great single screen shooter, several sectors and enemies and patterns and difficulty switch. You can dock your ship, there's a fuel limitation, you have a temperature gauge, you also have a warp button where you can slow down enemy shots. Holy cow, absolutely fantastic and definitely on my list. He is an amazing programmer, username Pac Man Plus on Atari Age. This one is on my list because it's the only home port of Baby Pac-Man and a technical feat done by Pac Man Plus with the help of many others. Lots of difficulty settings. You can choose to play the maze or just the pinball part of this obscure arcade pinball combination game. Absolutely fantastic. I was really excited about the technical issues being overcome and this being released on physical, available in the Atari Age store if you wish, and an absolute gem, and one that many do not know exists. Even the original arcade release is pretty obscure. Another great action platform with some puzzle mechanics, and this is Night Guy in Low Res World, Castle Days. Absolutely fantastic aftermarket game. Another one you can get in the Atari Age store, and there is a public demo of this as well. And there's so much to figure out. You have an hour to complete this game. Boss fights, hidden secrets, lots to explore. This to me is a perfect aftermarket game. It's original. It shows what the capabilities of the 7800 are on original hardware. No extra sound chips needed, and you know what? It gets my thumbs up, and one of my favorite to go back and play. An often overlooked aftermarket game is Time Salvo, taking some homages from some other classic arcade games and putting it into a unique experience. A twin stick control option as well. Absolutely love it, as Robotron's one of my favorite games of all time. You got some characters from Berserk and a whole lot more. You're going around rescuing people using additional Atari Vox hardware. You can hear additional speech in this game. Also, fun fact, the artist who did the physical release artwork and manual Corey Kramer I worked with on my Atari 2600 homebrews. Next up is Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest, done by my favorite programmer, Pac Man Plus. Holy cow, over 40 levels. This is a stunning action game and a platformer that is so needed for the Atari 7800, and I beat this with a buddy of mine a few years back, and absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of bonuses and extra secrets in this game, and you know, with that additional pokey sound enhanced version of this game, absolutely wonderful to play. You can pick this up in the Atari Age store and highly recommend it, as it's one of the best platform games on the system. Not available on physical anymore, but you can play this through emulation or using a 7800 compatible multi-cart, and this is Donkey Kong XM Edition. Fantastic, with the additional bonus of that pokey sound, as well as many tweaks to the original Donkey Kong. This is kind of a ground up build, and it makes it much closer to the arcade with several options. I can't tell you how awesome this is. This was a labor of love. This is not, I wouldn't call this a hack, as it is just so much work that was done into this version of Donkey Kong. It's a must play on the 7800. This is a stunning new collection of Pac-Man games done by Pac Man Plus, and this one, if you play it through a Dragonfly cart, unfortunately not available anymore, you can hear that Yamaha sound, and it is absolutely fantastic. And so if you're a fan of classic games of Pac-Man, this is a collection for you. You can get a physical version of this through the Atari Age store, and it is a stunning release. And you know, a lot of these games I'm showing on this compilation of Aftermarket games, some of them are arcade ports, and I get that, and you're probably wondering, wait a minute. I didn't forget about Rikki and Vikki, and I did a whole dedicated video on the physical release of this. There was 550 copies of it, and unfortunately it's sold out. Good news is you can still get this on Steam for $10. Absolute gem for the Atari 7800. There's a single and two-player co-op version. They play completely different with different puzzles to check out. I did this video with my son, and I'll post a link below where you can check out the sound and the full entirety of the video that I took this footage from. Absolutely fantastic. This is one of the best 7800 releases. There are boss fights. There are multiple stages. It is just a stunning release. The physical release for the Atari 7800 used a custom enhanced sound chip. That's why I do believe it can't be played in emulation. But if you are interested, you can still check out the Steam version, and that's what I recommend. Last on my list, and released for the absolute price of free, is 1942. This can be played in emulation as well as on a 7800 compatible multi-cart. I'm using the Dragonfly to show this footage, and wow, absolutely stunning. This is a recent release, and just mind blown on what the 7800 can offer. A timeless classic with a 7800 port, and this is just not it. I mean, there's tons of other arcade classic ports coming. Ghosts and Goblins is on its way, I do believe, still in development, and this is just an example of what the 7800 can do. Honorable mention goes to Popeye, which was a recent release at PRGE and is amazing. I did a video previously on the many ports of Popeye. It was before this was released, and you know, here it is, and it just looks great. It has all the intermissions. Popeye, all the characters look great, has all the arcade goodness, and just is so much fun. I'm a big fan of this arcade game. I know there's many others that enjoy it as well, and this is a new release and a welcome addition to the Atari 7800 library. So first and foremost, if you want to get these on physical, there is the number one place to go, and that's Atari Age, where you can go to their store and purchase several of these on physical cart, including a box if you wish. Many are offered cart only as well if you want to save money that way. And a fantastic way of collecting and playing wonderful aftermarket games. Now, there also is a discussion on Atari Age where you can go if you are interested in playing these in emulator, or if you just want to play them on multi-cart. Many of these have a public release, and there is a discussion on the forum where you can go, the #1 place where this is discussed, and a link is offered where you can check these out. Anyways, other than Rikki and Vikki. So Rikki and Vikki is available on Steam only and is a game that you can't get elsewhere. It's very cool to see many of these games offered. And what is your favorite? I want to know your list. What's your top 10 list? It's probably different than mine, or maybe it's the same. Maybe you've played some other games. In the comments below, I want you to tell me, what are your favorite top 10 aftermarket games for the Atari 7800? Did you know about these? Is this something new to you? And if you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. Everything from Atari to Xbox, a little bit of retro, a little bit of modern, and a whole lot of fun. Thank you so much. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you have a good day.